Okay, so now if we look at this guy with the phone ringing next to him, this is another patient that's obviously controlled on medication.
Hello? Freaking...
Even though he's controlled on medication, but he hears the phone ringing. You out there did not see the phone ringing, correct? So why did he hear the phone ringing? Now, if we go back to the basis of the disease, is it because he has chemical imbalance in regards to dopamine? Or is it because there are entities that make him hear the phone ringing? Meaning, the phone is actually ringing to him, but is not ringing to you. So the question is it because the chemical imbalance? Or is it because there is entity that make him believe and make him hear the phone ringing? Now here we will talk about the different kinds of schizophrenia. There is the kind that is chemically induced, chemical imbalance induced, and there is the kind that is spiritually induced. There are definitely, for somebody who understands schizophrenia, there are definitely a big difference between the two. In this case here, this boy here, this is chemically induced. This is no entity in this kind of case. This is chemically induced. So he will respond well on medication. The next question would be, how long should this patient be on medication? Well, I'll tell you, some of them, you can put them in medication for about 6 months to a year and they'll be fine. Some will be on the medication as long as they live. And now the other category, medication or no medication, they will not respond. And this is the category that I'm talking about, is spiritually induced. Then you have to deal with the etiology of schizophrenia, in this case, by getting rid of those entities. You understand? Now, the big question now that I get all the times, if I shoot a substance, a hallucinogen, anything, there are many names for those hallucinogens. What is hallucinogen? This is something that makes you see what I don't see and hear what I don't hear. That is hallucinogen. If I take a substance that is a hallucinogen, can that make me have a spiritual attack? Meaning, is anything called substance-induced spiritual attack? Because I'm hallucinating, I'm seeing things, I'm hearing things that I, a normal people, don't see, for example. The answer is no. If I take hallucinogen, if I smoke something that is being laced with hallucinogen, I cannot induce a spiritual attack. A spiritual attack happens when somebody targets you with that spiritual attack, or you invite those bad spirits yourself. And we talk about that in details in other series. But for right now, I think we covered this substance and this subject. We covered this subject in details. We'll move to the next point. Now, I'm going to give you a clear example of spiritual induced schizophrenia, or any neuropsychiatric disorder for that matter. It doesn't have to be only schizophrenia. It can be schizophrenia and or something else. Have you listened to the video? I mean, the room is dark because, the camera was in a dark room and that patient was asleep. I want you to pay attention to what the patient is saying. He's screaming, he's fighting with somebody, right? So obviously he's in a war with somebody, okay? By the way, this war continues to about 45 minutes till we intervene and we save the patient. The patient is talking in an ancient language that is about 4,000 years old.
vaya que mucho vaya la chubo, vaya que de mucho, vaya mucho duro, para hacerle, vaya canalo, vaya que mucho culo.
You hear the words in front of you, type those words in Google, and you'll discover that this is an ancient language that has been spoken for 4,000 years. Now the next question would be, how can a 17-year-old speak a language that is 4,000 years old? So that means it's not him that's speaking. It's the entity attacking him that's speaking. It cannot be that the boy in the morning speaks fluent English, and when he goes to sleep, speaks an ancient language that is 4,000 years old. I have more videos to stress out that, possession and spiritually induced neuropsychiatric disorder is a reality, and you have to deal with them as such. Now, can we give medication to this patient? Yeah, we can sedate him small, we can calm him small, but we can never get rid of the etiology unless you get rid of those entities. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Thank you. Right, now let's look at this video. It happened, like I told you before, schizophrenics are creative, are smart, are intelligent. This guy happened to be an artist. He draws. So this man here, he's drawing what he's seeing. Look at the faces he's drawn. That's exactly what he sees. This is not chemically induced. This is not chemically induced, chemical imbalance induced schizophrenia. He sees those things, and this is not hallucination. They are living with him, he sees them every day. You put him in medication, you don't put him in medication. Putting him in medication, basically we killing the communication between the neurons in his brains, not to see and not to hear. That does not mean they are not there. They are there. But we just kill your capacity, your ability to see and hear. When the medication goes low, he will see and hear. As long as those entities are there, he will continue to see and hear. Solution, get rid of the entities. Thanks. Well, in conclusion, schizophrenia is a reality. Early discovery of the patient and recognizing those signs and symptoms is a necessity. And if you need any help, my phone numbers are playing below. We have 2 clinics, one in Boya, Miami Teen Junction. Next one is in Buenaberry, close to Antelope Road. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope to see you soon.